Thanks for joining us for our new midweek reflection about the upcoming sermon. We hope folks will join us from near and far. And I'm really excited as we begin our new sermon series, God Unbound, a perhaps different reading of the Galatians letter that Paul wrote to churches, inspired by Elaine Heath's new book. We church and Bible nerds often think of Galatians as a liberating word for the outsiders, and in many ways it is. But Heath offers a different and very relevant vantage point. Those of us who are part of the church and maybe have been part of it for some time are in an undeniably anxious time. We're increasingly worried because the way things have been are changing. People don't view church like they used to. The church is not the center of our culture, nor is it a perceived need in our culture. No matter how many improvements we make, the way things don't seem to resonate with new ways. We feel distressed because we're not sure what that means for us as a church. But the reality is that the world has always been changing. And though there are many valuable things in our church traditions and practices, the prime real estate we have held as a church in our culture has made us in many ways comfortable and kind of lazy sometimes. We've gotten into the habit of paying people to do the work of proclaiming the gospel and digging deep in our faith. Understandably, we find comfort in our set ways, and we've put ourselves, the church, and God in very specific boxes within very specific boundaries. But what if, like the Galatian churches, we realize that God not only works within our boundaries, but oftentimes in spite of them and way beyond them? We'll be reflecting on all this from now until Advent, so we hope you'll join us as we, like Paul, have a reorientation of our faith and our understanding of ourselves and the church. I leave you with this blessing from Elaine Heath's introduction in her book, God Unbound. May the Apostle Paul's fortitude and wisdom guide us as we follow the Christ who makes all things new. The God who made us, loves us, and will not fail us. The church belongs to God. The church is God's idea, not ours. The diverse forms of the church from one generation to the next, from one culture to the next, are God's idea, not ours. Our vocation as the church involves our participation with God so that we can give this world a glimpse into God's great heart of love. To take up our apostolic vocation today, we have to come to terms with this reality. The God we love, the God revealed in Christ, is much bigger than we knew. God has never been bound by our theology or our traditions. It is now time for us to see the unbound God. May it be so. See you around. Blessings.